Roll cameras, mark it, and action!
The mystery of the deep comes to life in The Abyss, the ultimate underwater drama from the creators of The Terminator and Aliens. Director James Cameron set out to make the most ambitious underwater film ever, combining state-of-the-art technology with a human story.
I would say it is a love story. It is a love story set against the background of this intense thriller type environment. It has action, but it's not about action. It has hardware, but it's not about hardware. It's about people.
You know, I can't believe you were dumb enough to come down here.
I didn't come down here to fight with you.
Then why did you come down?
You need me? Nobody knows the systems on this rig better than I do.
Ed Harris and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio star as an estranged couple reunited on an underwater drilling platform to carry out an unusual mission.
A United States nuclear submarine has mysteriously been sunk. 156 crewmen aboard who are presumed dead, but they're not sure. We're the nearest functioning unit that can get to the sub.
The rig crew is reluctantly teamed up with a unit of Navy specialists headed by Michael Biehn.
Even though I'm sure he will be thought of as the bad guy, he's just doing his job. He's at the wrong place at the wrong time. He becomes sick. He tries to make the best decisions he can under the circumstances, and they just happen to be the wrong ones.
Get something straight. You people are under my authority.
Look, partner, we don't work for you. We don't take orders from you, and we don't much like you.
Hey, Cat. Cat.
This human conflict unfolds against the backdrop of The Abyss, a 20,000-foot trench in the ocean floor.
The Abyss is a place of great cold, darkness that's virtually unexplored. And we actually make our journey into the Abyss. Find out what's there.
Here's a bottomless pit, baby. 2.5 miles straight down.
I can see a studio looking at it and say, well, yeah, this is a great script, but it can't be made. It's impossible to make this movie.
You're gonna have to say the line.
With a major portion of the script to be shot underwater, producer Gail Ann Hurd faced a project of unprecedented scope.
It's been a challenge, and the biggest challenge of my life. I don't think I will ever tackle anything as difficult as this picture. About 40% of the film was shot underwater, so we wanted to make sure that we had the premier underwater specialists involved. And Al Giddings is certainly preeminent in his field.
With respect to technical endeavor, no other underwater film has ever been close to what The Abyss has been. The film will have a presence that no film has had, no underwater film has had before. Just believability, you are there. You'll see a diver drop through a hatch, swim out, get on a submarine and leave, and you're going to see it in one master wide shot, no cuts, no jokes, no tricks.
While parts of The Abyss would be shot in the actual ocean, nature is unpredictable, and the filmmakers needed a more controllable location. In Gaffney, South Carolina, an unusual site was found. The containment vessel at a never-completed nuclear power plant was converted into the world's largest filming tank. Over a 4-month period, a massive set was built. The tank was filled to a capacity of 7.5 million gallons, and a huge black tarp was raised. The tarp, along with millions of plastic beads on the water's surface, would black out the sun, creating the endless night of the deep sea.
When you actually go into the tank, it becomes a whole other world, a whole total other world. You believe you're there. Everything you see in the movie is real. When you see actors do stunts, it's the real actors doing those things.
Since many cast members had no prior diving experience, they were put through a grueling training course. They would be spending up to 10 hours a day below the surface and had to be prepared for any potential emergency. The actors were outfitted with revolutionary new dive gear designed specifically for the film.
Jim Cameron asked us to come up with a helmet that incorporated a very large faceport so that you could see the diver's face, recognize who the person is that's in the diving helmet, which in this case is very important for the film, to see who the diver is. A normal diving mask, it takes a little while to recognize someone. In this, it's instantaneous.
Each helmet also contained a military-spec microphone, allowing the filmmakers to record dialogue underwater for the first time.
All right, just continue forward along the hull.
Among the other innovations developed for the film was an underwater filling station that allowed the cast and crew to replenish their air supply without spending precious time returning to the surface.
The film has required a lot of new hardware to allow us to realize these images and to create this environment. But it's most important for me in my job to bear in mind what the characters are doing.
The mystery deepens as the characters venture further into the abyss.
There is something down there. Something not us. That was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
We have no way of warning the surface.
Coffee looks and he sees hate and fear. You have to look with better eyes than that.
As they pursue the mystery, the crew must travel outside their habitat using a variety of submersibles. The filmmakers employed several working subs and remotely operated vehicles. This state-of-the-art fleet added the final level of realism required by Cameron.
And Kimberly, at the end of this, pull back on your left joystick. Okay. Okay? And start to turn the sub like you're out of here. Like you're out of here.
For the actors inside submersibles, contact with the topside support crew was essential.
There was a speaker so that anytime I said anything, or they were always in contact with me, which made me feel very, very safe. The thing I did absolutely have to know was the controls so far as the life support system.
Oxygen is at 20.5%.
Safety was a key concern during the filming. In addition to the routine hazards of working underwater, some scenes had additional elements of danger. In one instance, the script called for a precarious free fall down the endless wall of the abyss.
A lot of people went through some stuff that they never figured they were going to be going through. But we always felt pretty secure because we had divers working with us that were responsible for our safety. And these guys were like angels, man, because they were great.
Every shot had its unique requirements and involved a certain amount of experimentation. The technical complexity was staggering.
Obviously, if you have some kind of difficulty, do whatever you have to do. Get off if you want to.
I had my doubts that all of it could come together. There were so many breakdown possibilities, and it was all so new that I really was concerned about the dozens of systems that had to be online simultaneously. At one point we had 3 submarines, 2 or 3 remotely operated vehicles, 3 or 4 underwater cameras, 2 of them with video monitors. All of the principals had helmets on, communication systems, headlights, Jim's intercom system. There was more than 100, perhaps 150 people at the helm.
That's up.
And it took everyone's sync to pull it off.
The spectacular foreign world Cameron created for The Abyss is very different from the alien environments of his past films.
In a way, it's kind of the bright side of what we did in Aliens. In Aliens, you go on a dark journey where it gets more intense and more difficult and more dangerous and more lethal with every step. In this film, you go into a dark place, but you emerge into a bright one, into a world of wonder.
I saw these things. I touched one of them. I need you to believe me right now. Please.
The depth of human emotion is rather extraordinary. Plus with the excitement going on and what they're facing, it's quite a combination. It's kind of unique in that way.
It's definitely an action movie. I think you'd have to call it a science fiction.
Just when you think it's resolved, something else comes up. It's a roller coaster ride.